Have you ever wondered how much impact a single sentence can have? How a few genuine words can break through the noise of a busy world and change everything for someone? We live in a time where life moves fast, where people pass by each other without a second glance, where exhaustion is hidden behind forced smiles. And in the middle of all that, we start to believe that what we do goes unnoticed, that who we are isn't fully seen. Maybe you're always on the move, always stepping up, doing what needs to be done, or maybe you tend to stand in the background, quietly watching, taking it all in. No matter which side you're on, the truth is the same. We all want to know that we matter, that we are more than a task list, more than a role to be filled, more than what people expect from us. We want to know that someone truly sees us, not just our actions, but our heart. But here's the thing, it's not just about hearing nice words. Flattery fades, empty compliments fall flat. What changes lives is when someone speaks from a place of truth, when they look past the surface and recognize the person underneath. Have you ever had a moment when someone acknowledged you, not for what you've done, but for who you are? A moment when you felt truly understood, deeply valued. That feeling is rare, but when it happens, it stays with you. Now imagine a world where this happened more often, where people noticed each other, not just in the big moments, but in the small, everyday ones. When the applause has faded, when the lights have dimmed, when the hard work goes unseen, what if someone spoke up then? What if someone reminded you that even when the world is silent, you are not invisible? Because the truth is, you're not. Someone sees the late nights, the sacrifices, the kindness no one else acknowledges. And even when no one says it, someone somewhere is thankful for you. Not just for what you do, but for who you are. Now, have you ever felt the undeniable power of someone looking you in the eyes and saying, "I see you"? Just 3 small words, yet they hold the weight of recognition, the kind that reaches past the surface and speaks straight to the soul. We pour ourselves out every day into our jobs, our families, our friendships. We give, we sacrifice, we push through without a second thought. And yet so often it feels like the world keeps spinning without noticing. But then, in the middle of it all, someone acknowledges you. They see the effort, the heart, the unseen work you've been carrying. And in that moment, it feels like a breath of fresh air, like a reminder that your presence is not just part of the background noise. That what you bring to the table is valuable, even if the world doesn't always make it obvious. Think about how Jesus walked through this world, never rushing past people, never overlooking a soul. He didn't just see what was on the surface. He saw beyond the actions, beyond the words. He saw the intentions, the unspoken struggles, the quiet sacrifices no one else noticed. The woman who touched the hem of his robe, he saw her desperation. The tax collector in the tree, he saw his searching heart. The outcast, the broken, the weary. He didn't just see them, he knew them. And that same spirit moves through our lives today, reminding us that even in the moments when we feel overlooked, every small act of love, every unseen effort, every quiet act of faith still carries deep meaning. And then there's that sacred question, how are you? Not the casual automatic greeting we throw out in passing, expecting nothing more than a quick "I'm fine." No, when asked with sincerity, those words become an invitation, a lifeline, a moment to set down the weight you've been carrying and be honest, even if just for a moment. Because the truth is, so many of us are walking through battles no one else can see. We smile, we press on, we keep going, but deep down, we long to know that someone truly cares. That question, when asked with love, echoes something even deeper. It is a reflection of the heart of God, the one who sees every part of us, even the struggles we try to hide. The one who meets us where we are, in the chaos, in the exhaustion, in the moments when we don't even know how to put our pain into words. He sees, he knows. And through the voices of those around us, through the love that reaches out and asks, "How are you, really?" He reminds us that we were never meant to carry life alone. We were created to be seen, to be known, to be held in the love of others, and ultimately in the love of God Himself. And isn't there something powerful about being truly seen? That moment when someone looks past the surface, hears more than just words, and recognizes that what you think and feel actually matters? Whether you're someone who speaks up without hesitation or one who keeps their thoughts close, your perspective carries weight, not just because it exists, but because it reflects something real, something meaningful. It's more than just having your words acknowledged. It's about knowing that your voice, your way of seeing the world, has purpose. You don't just think, you don't just feel. You carry a heart that mirrors God's own, one that loves deeply, sees truth, and longs for what is good. And when you speak from that place, your words are more than just sound. They hold meaning, power, and impact. But life is loud, the world moves fast, and sometimes it can feel like our words get lost, like we're speaking into the air with no one truly listening. That's why we need reminders, not just that we have something to say, but that who we are and what we bring matters. Not because of how loudly we speak, but because of the heart and faith behind every word. In a world that never stops pushing for more success, more achievement, more proof that we are somehow enough, it's easy to feel like we're chasing something we'll never reach. Like we're running on a treadmill that never slows down, constantly measuring ourselves against impossible standards. But hear this truth. Right now, just as you are already enough. The voices that tell you otherwise, the ones that whisper you need to be stronger, smarter, better to be worthy, those voices do not speak truth. You don't have to prove yourself to be loved. You don't have to earn your worth by exhausting yourself in a race that was never meant for you. God's love is not something you strive for, it's something you already have. It was never about doing more, it has always been about being His. Right now, in this moment, exactly as you are already embraced, already chosen, already enough. Let that truth settle deep within you. Let it lift the weight of comparison, fear, and self-doubt off your shoulders. There is a peace that comes when you stop trying to measure up and start accepting the truth of who you already are, created with intention, designed with purpose, loved without condition. The world does not need a version of you that's been edited to fit someone else's expectations. It needs the real you. The way you think, the way you feel, the way you see the world, these are not just quirks or details. They are part of God's design, and they matter more than you know. Think about those moments when someone turns back to you and says, "You were right." It's not just about being correct, it's about being heard. It's about the quiet confirmation that your voice carries weight, that what you see, what you know, what you bring is worth something. Sometimes it takes people time to catch up. Sometimes the value of what you offer isn't recognized right away, but that doesn't mean it's not real. What God has placed in you, the insight, the instinct, the understanding, it has meaning. And even if the world doesn't always acknowledge it right away, heaven already has. So hold on to that truth, walk in it, speak with confidence, not because you need approval, but because you know who you are. You don't have to seek permission to take up space. You don't have to wait for the world to validate what God has already affirmed. Your voice, your heart, your presence, these things matter. Not just once, not just occasionally, but always. Again and again, you are worthy. Again and again, you are enough. We hear it all the time, but somehow we still don't listen. Take care of yourself. We brush it off, let it slip past us like background noise, until the weight of life forces us to stop. Most of us don't even realize how much we neglect ourselves. We wake up each day with responsibilities pulling us in every direction. We push through exhaustion, silence our own needs, and tell ourselves we'll rest later. But later never comes. We serve, we give, we pour ourselves out until there's nothing left. But here's the truth no one speaks about enough. Ignoring your own well-being doesn't make you stronger. It doesn't make you more faithful, more hardworking, or more worthy. It just makes you weary. And a weary heart cannot love the way it was meant to. A drained soul cannot shine the way God designed it to shine. Caring for yourself isn't an act of selfishness. It's an act of wisdom. It's acknowledging that your life, your mind, your body, they are all gifts from God, entrusted to you for a reason. When you pause to rest, when you allow yourself to breathe, you're not stepping away from your purpose. You're making sure you can keep walking in it. So don't wait until you're too exhausted to move forward. Don't wait until your joy has faded and your heart feels empty. Take the time now to restore what has been worn down. Your well-being matters, not just for you, but for those who need you at your best. And more than anything, it matters to God because He made you with love, with care, and with purpose. So hear this, really hear it. You are allowed to rest. You are meant to be whole. You are not just here to survive. You are here to live. And here's something else we don't hear enough. I trust you. 3 simple words, yet they carry the weight of something profound. Think about it. When someone says they trust you, they're not just offering a casual compliment. They're making a statement about who you are, about the strength they see in you, about the depth of your character. Trust isn't given carelessly. It's built, tested, refined. It's not just about what you say, it's about how you live, the choices you make when no one is watching, the way you show up in moments that matter. And when someone chooses to trust you, they're not just recognizing your reliability, they're acknowledging the goodness inside you, the integrity that speaks louder than words. But trust isn't only about how others see you, it's also about how you see yourself. How often do you hesitate, second guess, or wonder if you're truly capable? How often do you shrink back, questioning whether you're enough? Yet the very fact that others believe in you is a reminder that you should believe in yourself. Because if the people around you can see your worth, how much more does God see? He who formed you with care, who knows every fear, every doubt, every hidden strength. He trusts you with the life He's given you. And here's the beauty of it. Trust doesn't require perfection. It doesn't mean you won't make mistakes, won't stumble, won't have days when you fall short. But it does mean that even then, you are still worthy. Worthy of love, worthy of grace, worthy of standing up, trying again, walking forward, even when the path isn't clear. Because that's how God's love works, steady, unwavering, unshaken by failure. The kind of love that sees beyond flaws and calls you valuable, not for what you've achieved, but simply for who you are. And isn't that what we all long for? To be seen, to be known, to be trusted not just in our strengths, but even in our struggles? So if no one has told you today, Hear it now. You matter. Your presence, your heart, your very being carries weight. And whether the world recognizes it or not, God does. So trust that. Hold on to it and walk forward, not just surviving, but fully believing that you were created with purpose, with meaning, with something only you can bring to this world. There will come a moment, perhaps in the quiet of an ordinary day, perhaps in the depths of a night that feels too long, when you will wonder if you are truly seen. If the love you give, the burdens you carry, the silent battles you fight in the corners of your soul are noticed by anyone at all. The world moves fast, people pass by, and in the rush of it all, you might feel like a shadow slipping through time, present but unseen. But listen closely now, because the truth is more powerful than the silence that surrounds you. You are seen, fully, completely, endlessly. Not just for the things you do, not just in the moments where you shine, but in the spaces where you struggle. In the unseen hours, in the choices no one thanks you for, in the weight you carry with quiet strength, every bit of it matters. Every piece of your heart, every hidden ache, every silent prayer that you wonder if anyone hears, none of it vanishes into the void. Heaven itself bears witness to you. The God who breathed the stars into existence, who carved the depths of the ocean, who shaped galaxies beyond number, he looks at you with a love more vast than all creation, a love that does not waver, does not grow weary, does not forget. And if you still wonder, if you still doubt, then hear this. You were never a passing thought. You were never meant to fade into the background of life. The love of God does not merely glance at you, it lingers, it beholds, it cherishes. You are not here by accident. You are not unseen. You are not alone. So let that truth sink deeper than the doubt. Let it echo louder than the lies that tell you that you must do more, be more, prove more to be worthy. No, before you ever spoke a word, before you ever lifted a hand to accomplish anything, before the world tried to measure you, you were already chosen, already loved, already enough. And now, as you stand in this moment with your heart open and your soul listening, let yourself be held in the presence of the one who knows you best. Speak to him, not with rehearsed words, but with the raw and honest truth of your heart. Let the weight you carry fall into hands that were always meant to hold you. You are seen, you are known, and you are, beyond all doubt, deeply, deeply loved. Lord, you see us. In a world that rushes past, where voices are lost in the noise and hearts grow heavy from feeling unnoticed, you never miss a thing. You see what others overlook, the quiet sacrifices, the weary souls pressing forward without recognition, the silent prayers whispered in the dark. You see the kindness given with no expectation, the unseen burdens carried with no complaint, the dreams we tuck away, wondering if they'll ever matter. When the world moves on without a second glance, when we feel overlooked, dismissed, or forgotten, you remind us we have never been invisible to you. Jesus, when you walked this earth, you didn't just see people, you truly saw them. You saw the woman reaching for the hem of your robe, not just as a face lost in the crowd, but as a heart desperate for healing. You called Zacchaeus down from the tree, not to shame him, but to show him that he was more than his past. You knelt beside the broken, lifted the outcast, dined with those the world discarded. Where others saw shame, you saw worth. Where others saw failure, you saw faith. Where others saw nothing at all, you saw a beloved child, and you have not changed. You still see us, Not just our actions, but the hearts behind them. Not just our words, but the meaning within them. Not just our struggles, but the quiet courage it takes to keep going. Lord, in a world that measures worth by success, where so many feel pressured to prove they are enough, remind us that we do not have to earn what you have already given. Your love is not handed out as a reward, nor taken away when we falter. It is steady, unshaken, unchanging. Teach us to rest in that truth, to let go of the exhausting weight of striving, to stop chasing approval from a world that never truly satisfies, to breathe deeply in the freedom of knowing we are already chosen, already loved, already enough in you. And Father, let us carry this love to others. Let our words do more than fill silence. Let them bring life. When we ask, "How are you?" let it be an invitation to healing, not just a formality. When we see someone struggling, let us pause, truly notice, and remind them they are not alone. In a world that so often forgets the value of a soul, let us be a reflection of your heart, a reminder that no one is unseen, no one is unheard, no one is without worth. When we feel unheard, Lord, remind us that you listen. When we feel unseen, assure us that your gaze has never left us. When we feel like we have no place, no purpose, no significance, anchor us in the unshakable truth that we are here by design, created with intention, held in love. Let this truth sink deep into our souls. We are known, we are cherished, we are yours, and that is enough. Amen.